As COVID-19 reshapes society, entrepreneurs who launch their dreams on YouTube remain resilient and innovative.
With people at home, we knew there was a need for plumbing advice.
I would have to alter my road to success, not stop it.
Explore their stories at the United States of YouTube, an interactive map that shows the difference creators are making in communities nationwide. Visit now. You
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has. And I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. Cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream that are then replaced with the very next meal that you eat and stored as more fat. This is why when you even eat low-calorie foods or run for an hour a day, it seems like you get softer, but you don't actually lose any weight. And this is one of the biggest reasons why most weight loss attempts fail within the first 3 weeks. I don't do an hour of cardio. I have never done an hour of cardio in the past 5-10 years, and I stay sub 10% body fat year round. Well, you could say, well, I have a couple injuries and I can't lift heavy. You don't have to lift heavy to get in shape. You could say, well, I can't stick to a diet because I'm always hungry all the time. You can follow diets where you're not hungry and you're eating your favorite foods. You can say, I'm not in shape because I don't know who to listen to. I don't know even what to do. Well, here's your chance to put all those myths to rest and learn exactly what you need to do to get in shape, depending on what shape you're in right now and what shape you want to be in.
With all those failed past attempts to try dealing with the fat around your belly, do you really think that this time is gonna be any different? I mean, how long are you gonna keep trying on your own? The rest of your life? Now, if I was your trainer and I showed you exactly how to torch your belly fat, do you think that you'd get better results than working out on your own? Of course you would. So let me help you.
Dieting is 80% of getting in shape. Exercise is only 20. Yes, this is true, but that doesn't mean that you have to go starve yourself or eat only salads and completely hate the foods that you eat all day and crave everything and you can't have those foods. I'm eating burgers right now and I'm going to use this to boost my metabolism through a thing I call carb confusion, using carbs to speed up your results. If you want to learn how to get in shape without giving up the foods you love, the first thing you got to do is understand where your body is at right now, what your body type is, and what you need to do to achieve your specific goals. No more one-size-fits-all fat loss approaches. Those don't work, and you probably know that.
So how are you supposed to magically find the time to work out and live a healthier lifestyle? I'll tell you how. You stop doing what's unnecessary, and I'm talking about what you probably think you have to do to get in shape. The truth is, when people say that they're gonna get in shape, they do two things, and tell me if this sounds familiar to you. One, they start eating less because the only way to lose weight is to burn off more calories than you consume. That's just science. And two, they start doing more cardio, jogging, riding the bike, doing the elliptical, because they want to increase how many calories they're burning to lose weight faster. But what if I told you that when you do this, you're actually hurting yourself? How? Well, has it worked for you yet? Or did you end up hitting a wall and eventually quitting? But if you're interested in hearing why these two very common things never actually work, click the link on this video and take my body type quiz. When you click it, it'll take you to a quick 30-second quiz where you'll answer just 6 easy questions. And after answering those 6 questions, we don't need your email or any information from you, but it will take you to a video where I explain why these things don't work and the 3 most important things to do in order to get into better shape than you were in during your 20s. So click that link and I'll see you in a second.
What's up, everybody? Ooh, I forgot to turn on my light. I'll be right back. There we go. There we go. I didn't go get that light for nothing. How is everybody tonight? Tuesday night. Dude, today was very Groundhog's Day-ish for me. From waking up early to getting to work, going through the routine, getting home. I honestly, I was crashed on the couch by 5 p.m. And I grudgingly got up to come here. And as soon as I came here and started putting this together, all of a sudden I was like, coming back to life, man. And now, as it came time to go live, what is it about it? What is it about this? It gives me life. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but it gives me life. I haven't coached football in a year, man. So you can tell how much I miss it. I miss it bad. Welcome, everybody. We're live. I'm Nate Allbaugh, downtown Champaign, Illinois. I'm a high school football coach here in Illinois, and been doing this for 20 years. 20 years been a coach. Coach Q's back in the house. What's up, Quiroga? Quiroga, I was telling the guys last night, I got an option guy coming this weekend to the Chief Pigskin office. Sean Reinhart, split back veer guy, is coming to Chief Pigskin offices this weekend to record videos. It's going to be awesome. Excited for you guys to see it. Lucas Freeman in the house again out of Minnesota. Welcome. Thanks, guys, for being here. Appreciate everybody being here. We're live, and this is the 12 Streams of Christmas, number 8. Number 8, got a handful of things to talk about tonight. Kicking it off, first of all, our guest, Robbie Howard, out of Beardstown. His staff is with him tonight. Robbie and his staff, they turned it around. Turned it around. Their school was on a 23-game losing streak. It doesn't get much lower than that. And they turned it around right away. Right away. He had 9 kids at his first practice. 9. Summer number 1, first practice, 9, summer practice, 9 kids. Turned it around, went 5-5. Hey, Mike Jones in the house from South Carolina. Welcome, Coach Jones. We're so happy to have you. Love it, love it. Yeah, we got it first time out of South Carolina. Where in South Carolina? I've only been to one South Carolina school, and that was Dutch Fork. But I have met a couple South Carolina and North Carolina coaches. Went down there for one trip. Yeah, Quiroga, dude. You've heard Coach Reinhardt, dude. He's coming down this weekend to record 6 videos. 6. I think. We're going to get him here, too, as well. Coach Coltis in the house out of Indiana. What's up, Coltis? Fellas, welcome. Appreciate you here. Hey, if you could, before I forget, because I forget every night, not every night. If you could give this video a thumbs up, it's a huge help. I forgot to say that last night. I need you guys to thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I need you to subscribe. Huge help. And then last but not least, if you got your phone handy, if you could hop on Twitter and retweet that we are live, it would help continue to get guys here hanging out with us tonight as we're live. Mike Jones says out of Camden, about 30 minutes from Dutch Fork. All right, man. Welcome, Coach Jones. Let us know what you coach. Dude, the first thing I want to talk about before I get these guys on, we're going to get the Beardstown guys on. Jake Paul. So Jake Paul, I just saw this video. Jake Paul calls out Conor McGregor. And in this Instagram video, he's in his big car. He's got a $50 million check. He's smoking a stogie. He calls Conor McGregor every name in the book. Just talking crap. He's good at talking crap. But I'm like, dude. For one of the things he says in there, I'm 2-0 boxing, McGregor. You're 0-1. Okay, Jake Paul, you have fought a guy named KSI, who's a YouTuber, and you fought, yeah, John Howard. What's up, John Howard? Conor wins in under a minute. You fought KSI, and you fought Nate Robinson, a former NBA player. Okay. McGregor's one boxing match is against Floyd Mayweather. So, slight difference here. Slight difference. I don't know if that part should have gotten into the crap talking. I'm 2-0, you're 0. Listen, he's 23 years old. You got a good thing going, dude. You're making millions of dollars fighting nobodies. And Jake Paul was a good high school athlete. Jake Paul, he was a good high school athlete. He was like an all-state wrestler. He was good. for a guy that's not a boxer, he looked okay boxing. But dude, you're like, if you're 23, take one fight a month of somebody else that's not a professional fighter. Pick anyone else that wants to beat your rear end and go fight them. Do that for about 6 years. Just do it for 6 years and make your whatever million per fight. Because let's say, Jake Paul, that McGregor can whip you. Let's just say hypothetically. I'm not saying he will, although I have a feeling he will. Let's say McGregor whoops your butt. Is the fighting career over? It's a cold turkey. It's done. Like, why jump to Conor McGregor right now? You fought 0 fighters. I would consider talking crap to some other just well-known YouTuber or somebody on Instagram or some actor, or find somebody else, not a professional fighter. What's up? Jason Eddings in the house. Welcome, man. Mike Jones, linebacker coach in 3-4 system, special teams coordinator. Awesome, man. Do you guys run? Let's go get these guys in the house. There we go. Dude, I only got one of my Beardstown guys right now. Oh, they're all on one camera.
Ooh.
What's up, Coach Howard?
Hey, can you see us and hear us? I guess you can't see the other two guys. Probably have to scoot in a little bit.
I can't see them, man. You guys might have to like take turns.
COVID, but we got it. I guess we'll have to get in. We'll be all right.
That'll good. We'll figure it out. I was sitting here waiting for more guys to join, and I didn't realize you were all going to be on one camera. Well, welcome, fellas. Introduce yourself.
We're not good enough technology-wise to set up 3 cameras.
Hey, Robbie's the head coach. We met him last night. You other 2 guys, introduce yourselves. Who we got here?
I'm AJ Gand. I work with running backs and defensive backs.
And Brad Allen on defensive line, wide receivers.
Okay, well, welcome, guys, to the show. We're live on YouTube for about 30 minutes, give or take 2 to 3 minutes. And following this video, this live chat with the Beardstown men, then we will show one of Coach Howard's videos that launched to the online clinic over at clinic.chiefpigskin.com, and that'll stay up for about 24 hours. After 24 hours, it comes down and lives for good over there, but it'll stay here for about 24 hours. Before we get going, let me shout out my sponsor. I got to do that twice per show. I want to make sure I do that. Our sponsor is Guardian Caps. Dabo, Jimbo, Franklin, Riley, Herman. What do these coaches have in common? They all use Guardian Caps during practice. These caps reduce up to 33% of the impact to address the repetitive subconcussive blows that add up during the week while keeping your helmets looking like new. Check them out at guardiansports.com or on Twitter at Guardian_Caps. Fellas in the chat, thank you for being here. As always, feel free to answer questions. I got John. I got little bro in the house, man.
Is he in the house? Yeah, he asked me for the link earlier, so
yes.
He checked it out last night. Good deal.
Good.
It's actually his son, so give him a shout out. His son Maverick, it's his birthday, so
no
happy
kidding.
Maverick, yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe John Howard's got a boy. How old's his boy?
Man, now you're gonna be in trouble. He's got 2 of them. Hutley's the old one. Maverick's 6 or 7 probably.
Okay,
Somewhere
in there. Somewhere in there. I'm sure John will correct you. You'll get a text here shortly to let you know. Hey, we're going to bounce all over the place, fellas. We try to, I got a little list of where I want the conversation to go, but there's no agenda really, man. Let's start with this. Fast answers. We're going fast answers first. Remind me your first names again. My 2 guys besides Robbie. First names.
I'm AJ.
AJ.
Brad.
Brian, where'd you go to high school? Brad, where'd you go to high school? Verd? How? Yeah, now they're North Mac. How about you, AJ?
I went to Rochester High School.
Rochester High School. Is that pre-championship run or during championship run?
I was there for Derek Leonard's first 3 years, and then my younger brother Blake was there for the first state championship run.
So you laid the foundation.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Hey.
Fellas, so Howard's. Hey, your nephews are 8 and 6. Just so you know, Robbie.
6. All right.
Hey, we were talking about Jake Paul running his mouth. There's what question I want to ask you guys. And again, short answers. Have you ever been in a real fight, a real fist fight in your life? Any of you?
Yes.
From way back in the day. You have.
Yeah.
With
Back
your
in the
brother,
day.
but you're saying not just with your brother.
No, not just with brothers. Unfortunately, yes, we have. Not with Conor McGregor. I never got on Twitter.
Hey, I've been in one fight, and it was one punch long, and it was one of my best buddies in the world. How about you, Brad and AJ? You guys ever been in a fight?
I have not. Never.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Hey, that's the way to do it, really. You know, and there's a lot. I think it depends on where you grow up. It depends on where you grow up and whether or not. Let's face it. There's a lot of determining factors. Next thing's next. I want to know what fires up Coach Howard. So this is for the assistant coaches here. What would get Robbie fired up at practice or in a game? What are the types of things that set him off?
Practice-wise, people not being on time or not being early.
What else, Brad?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, kids that fail classes.
We got a couple.
We've got a few of those.
Hey, listen, everybody's got a few of those. And especially now that this whole COVID thing is happening, we get more and more and more students that are struggling to pass class. All right, so listen, I'm trying to find out because Coach Howard seems so like, he just comes off like he's so easygoing, like everything's okay, which is awesome. But he went into a program that had lost 23 straight games and turned it around. In your guys' opinion, Brad and AJ, how did you guys do it? I don't want to pretend it was just Coach Howard. You guys, I'm sure, had a huge hand in that as well. How did you guys do it, in your opinion?
Well, you just, number one, you got to get the kids to buy in to what you're selling, right? And Robbie did that from day one when he comes in and you know, once all the coaches there, we really never had that before. Usually it was just one coach in with the weightlifting and stuff, but he wanted all of us there and everybody be involved. And, you know, with anything, you show the kids that you care and they're going to start caring back, right? And
Just picking up off of that, you know, Robbie's a good motivator, and he came in and he gave them something to believe in, and then they won their first game and then their second game, and then it kind of got contagious. Winning became an expectation.
Now, Robbie, you called yourself an accidental football coach. Tell the guys what you mean by that, because you didn't come in with these huge aspirations to be the next Nick Saban.
Yeah, no, I was in the service for 5 years after high school, went to the Navy for 5 years, got out, came back to Eastern Illinois over in Charleston, got my education degree. And, you know, growing up, I was more of a baseball guy. Loved football, always loved football, being around it, but was a baseball guy. Really had all intentions of played a bunch of softball, you know, after high school, and really good softball down in Texas, part of the Navy, Virginia. So yeah, I thought I was going to come be a teacher, be a shop teacher, coach softball and baseball, and went to Williamsville High School, which is by Springfield, a really predominantly strong baseball, softball. Obviously got to get your goal after getting out of college is to get a teaching job, start paying the bills, all that type of stuff. So they didn't have, long story short, they didn't have softball or baseball openings. They both had longtime coaches there. And he said, you know, we really could, obviously football need a lot of guys in football. Said we need a young guy to come start working with our freshman and sophomore offensive line. And that summer I started going to summer trainings with Coach Coons, Coach Ibbotson, Coach Compardo back then. Fell in love with coaching football. Obviously got really fortunate to fall into the line of success Williams already had going. And man, learned so much, went down to Breeze, learned a ton more. And then was fortunate enough to have Mr. Sorrells and Beardstown give me a chance in 2016 and work with guys like this. And it's just been a blast ever since. But yeah, no, if you would ask me, was I a football coach 10 years ago, I'd probably said, no, I'd love to be running a baseball program or softball program, something like that, which I still do that. I'm still the softball coach, but yeah, just the scheme, everything that goes into football, it's just so much more special, and that's not a knock on any other sport. I love all sports, but there's just something special about football games. And when see how much goes into it and how much, a coach can affect. A coach can affect in all sports, but football, I mean, and this isn't a knock on baseball or basketball or anything like that. You have to have the dudes no matter what. But I really don't think there's any other sport where a coach can have that much direct effect, not only calling plays, but man, you're making adjustments,
Absolutely.
And softball, baseball, yeah.
And I've coached a lot of wrestling in my day, but when they step out, like you yell a couple things, but you don't really have much say. And so it's just night and day compared to what you get on a football field, which is what can make coaching football so addicting. Fellas in the chat would love to know. Let me know, do you guys have a guy on staff, or have you ever been around a guy that you would say was an accidental football coach? Or maybe, that's the tag that Robbie gave himself, but just more so like didn't necessarily come out to start off going, I'm going to be this great football coach, but fell into it and then really enjoyed it and was good at it. I had a guy when I was at Milford High School in Milford, Illinois, and we had to have a guy. He was teaching on staff, a Northwestern grad, former athlete, but never played football. And he's like, Coach, I've never played football. I said, JD, I don't care, man. You're a good dude. We got to have you. He came out, boy, he was fantastic. He became an excellent coach immediately. So would love to know, you guys in the chat, what you thought. If you know a guy, Coach Freeman says he is one. He's like, if he thought he'd be a D1 basketball coach. Instead, he's coaching football. It is funny how that works. Well, fellas, because this time, we're already halfway through our time. We got to start asking a couple questions offensively. Okay. I might touch defense, but we're going to start offense because that's where your presentations for the online clinic started. You're a wing T team, but you got, from what I can see on camera, now again, I'm just seeing the highlights from your presentation. You guys are really multiple. How and where do you feel like you guys draw the line? Like, how multiple are we going to let ourselves be? Because I've seen a ton of stuff already, just in 2 videos.
Yeah, I think it's, I've heard this for many years, and a lot of guys have said it. People way smarter than me have said it. But our goal every time, and we talked about it in the film on Chief Pigskin on our videos. Yeah, every time we're thinking about putting in a new scheme, the first thing we think about is what is it going to change with the offensive line? We try to change as little as possible with the offensive line. We've been so fortunate to have kind of 2 groups in my 4 years of special running back, quarterbacks guys, and not only were they great athletes, but they really were intelligent young kids, young men that we could be multiple with. So really, the only ones that had to understand and being able to get lined up how we were our backs. It really didn't mean much to our offensive line, our tight end type kids. But yeah, we obviously the question kind of, that's going around the question you asked, where's the line? I don't know but if there was confusion in getting lined up, which we were fortunate to never have, that would have been the line. And we kind of with our Wildcat formation we talked about in the first video, our goal, it started out that first year, it was just Wildcat right. That was all we had. It was tight end right, split into the left, 2 snipper type backs, snap the ball to our Wildcat kid, and we're running quarterback ISO, quarterback sweep. But our goal the last couple of years has been to add 1 formation every week. So there was one tweak or 1 tag, whether it be overload, whether it be, whatever. More, we even went as far as overload with 3 running backs in the backfield leading the way to completely empty. So we believe that the more multiple we are formation wise, the better off, the tougher it is for us to be prepared for.
So what is, and anybody can answer this, what are the core run plays you carry, offensive line wise?
Yeah, day 1, 2, and 3 install. It's a little different now. We get a lot of this done in the summertime as well, and in the off season. But our day 1 install is still trap, buck sweep, and what we call wing count. This past year, we didn't run as much wing counter. We didn't have 2 what we would call wing backs. The kid that played fullback for us this last year was a wing back as a junior and a sophomore, but he stepped in and he was a quick little shifty fullback type kid for us. But yeah, that's our first 3 plays, and then off that we add power and ISO. We had power, ISO, and then our last run scheme would be jet. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I mean, ISO, a lot of them are very simple to teach.
For a wing T team,
great football plays.
For a wing T team, that's not actually all that many. It kind of sounds a little bit limited. Now you said, and I won't spend long on this, but I see my guy Sean Coltis in the chat. He's a wing T guy, very successful coach out of Indiana, and he does not run counter crisscross, and I'm always giving him a hard time for it. And now here you are not running counter crisscross. Coach, you're leaving the biggest home run in the bag, like you're leaving the driver in the golf bag the whole round.
Yeah.
Why do you like wingback counter?
We well, to be honest, just like anything else, maybe it was not coached well enough. But we tried the double handoff. We tried the crisscross, and we ran it. It never made it into a game. Never made it Friday night.
Made
we
you
tried
too nervous.
It in practice. Yeah, double handoff. Dropped the handoff, and the kids ran into each other almost every time. And it was also tougher. Really, we started out. We talked about it a little bit last night. We started out as a shotgun wing T team.
Right.
Obviously, crisscross would be impossible to do from that depth. But when we went under center, we did try it, and we talked about it, and it looked great on Sunday. It looked great on paper. I've seen teams run it very, very well. It's tough to defend. Teams have run it against us and put off big runs. But yeah,
I know the feeling. I know it does. It makes you nervous. It's like calling that girl for the first time, and her dad might answer, and you're like, oh, no, maybe not, right? I get it. Hey, we're either of the two guys here at Beardstown before you got there.
Coach Allen was. Coach Allen's been at Beardstown for most of his career. He's been the head track coach here for several years.
Okay.
He worked under several football coaches, but yeah, and he was that first summer. I didn't know anybody from here. Coach Allen, I got the job in April. I came over one day after school, met Coach Allen, and he's been huge. Not only just a huge resource for the community, but the kids, everyone in town knows him, and been a huge part of getting the rollover from the community to me and helping our kids be successful.
Coach Allen, when did you know this is going to turn around, right? Because you were there during when the football team was, I've seen programs in schools when your team loses for multiple years in a row. It's just, people almost forget about it, right? And you try to make it a happy thing. But at what point did you know, guys, this is going to turn around, whether you're at home with the wife or you're in the teacher's lounge and you're just going, this is going to turn around. At what point did you know?
Well, first of all, I don't want to talk about home with my wife on YouTube or anything. No, honestly, that first summer, that just day one, just Robbie's presence, you knew it was going to be something special, right? We'd had a few years where we had some real small classes, and that contributed to our losses, our consecutive losses, and we had a coach that the community really wasn't behind, and that's not a good thing. But Robbie came in and righted the ship, and just right away from day one, he knew, let the kids know he was in command. He was going to get this thing turned around, and he did.
Man, now AJ, what's your last name? Gand. Coach Gand. So now you got the pedigree of coming from a program that's won like crazy, right? And just, I don't know. I coached with a guy that was from Rochester. And I'm telling you, it affected the way he didn't even play for Leonard. It was like, and again, he was from like the days where Rochester didn't even start playing football, period, until like the late 90s, right? So like, just as they're starting their program, so they're bad. But he took that field with confidence just because, like, yeah, I'm from Rochester, man. I could see how it affected him, man. But now you're at a program at Beardstown where you guys undefeated regular season. Like, how does that affect? Like, can you feel that through the whole program right now? Can you feel that level of success, the confidence permeating to everyone, staff, kids?
Yeah, I would say you could feel it all the way, like, through just the support of the community in general. Like I said earlier, winning has become an expectation here, and we're just kind of riding the wave. It's a blast. So I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't a part of the state championship team at Rochester. My brother was, but you kind of know what a winning program looks like, and Robbie's come from several winning programs, and that becomes contagious. So.
Right. Now, when your kids take the field in the summertime, Robbie, do they take the field like a team that knows they're going to win?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it. I wouldn't say it's an arrogance or a cockiness by any means, but just like you talk about in the summer, showing up for 7-on-7 at some of the local schools, some of our other non-conference guys host us in the summer, or we host them. But yeah, no, there's definitely a confidence and definitely an expectation that, hey, if we come out today and do what we're supposed to do, we will come out on the right end of this. So yeah.
That's so exciting, man. I've never coached on a team that had an undefeated regular season. I can only imagine the thrill that must be. It's hard to do. It's just hard to do. I've been a part of a couple 8-1s, but in that 9-0, that's hard to do. Let's talk a few little specifics. I got like 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Few specifics. You said you start with trap. Will you do you flip-flop your O-line?
No, we do not. We again, that's something that we thought we might have to do the first year, but no, we've never on a Friday night flip-flop the line. The only person we flip-flop is our tight end. One thing we will do, and it's not for trap, but it's more for outside, and we talked about it in the videos. Somebody seen that last night, but we like to run overload. We love overload. So when we run overload, that tight end, sometimes our tight end, we feel like our tackle's our better blocker. So we'll put our left tackle essentially where a tight end would normally be outside our right tackle and vice versa. So we do flop that way, but no, we don't have a strong side and a quick side. We have a left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. And then our back ends are the ones that
now
flip.
Who coaches your O-line?
Coach McCormick, and he's actually not here tonight, but Coach McCormick's he's been here that first summer. We were real fortunate to get him. That's going into that first year with Coach Allen. We didn't have another guy forever. His wife actually got the job. His wife, and she still is. She's the girls basketball coach at Illinois College, Division III college here, about 20 miles away in Jacksonville. But his wife got that job that summer. He got a teaching job at Beardstown. The principal at the time called me and said, "Hey, there's a guy that's coaching football," and he coached football up in Dakota before. He was a really good player. Played at Loris College, Division III up in Iowa. I think he's from Iowa. But yeah, he does a phenomenal job with our O-line, and that's been huge, having that consistency and having him. Kids love him, having him here all 5 years. The kids know, especially the big guys up front, he's the man, and he demands a lot of respect. And it's been, none of this would happen without him, and that's not just hogwash. That's no doubt about it.
Will you guys run trap both ways? I mean, your tight end and weak. Will you trap weak?
Yes, we will. We'll trap weak, particularly more so against even fronts sometimes, and we really like it when teams over that they honor our overload. So if we have a weak backside, if they just leave a backside will backer and essentially a 0 or a 1 tech, we'll try to quick trap that kid, release our play side guard to the will backer and get underneath there. So yeah. So you'll
trap an A gap player.
Yeah, we'll trap an A gap player.
Okay, I like that. I'm on board with that too. Coach Allen, did you say you coach D-line?
Yeah.
I only have a couple minutes left, but you cannot turn around a program on one side of the ball. D-line wise, what front are you guys? Even front, odd front, Coach Allen?
We've done both.
Well, but which do you identify with? Neither? Are you multiple?
Well, it honestly depends on the year.
Depends on the year. We stick with a scheme defensively, a base.
When you don't have the numbers, sometimes you got to play around with what's your strength going to be.
Yeah.
When you have more D lineman type, we're going to line up more guys in the trenches, so to speak.
Okay. So what were you guys last year then?
Last year we were a 4-3 base. So we were early on. We had a ton of, and it was like Coach Allen said, what fit our kids best. We had a bunch of linebacker, running back types. So we were a 3-3 stack. We let those three guys, we played games inside with gap assignments, etc.
Wait, you just said you were a 4-3.
Yeah, but these last 2 years we've gone to a 4-3.
Okay.
We still do. Both these kids are coming back this year. A set of really good defensive ends, Clement Kayembe and Oscar Espinoza. And so we adapted to, and we had some bigger type tackle kids, and honestly, we had fewer linebackers.